Well, Keith, it was really nice yesterday.
Yeah, it
We
was.
had some really great weather yesterday. Let's take a look at what we've got going on today at the races.
Hmm.
Hi, guys. Callie Francois, Keith Fustel. And let's take a look because we have a little bit of action out there on the track. Of course, we've got a sloppy sealed track. If we could get a view on that track, thank you very much. As you can see, the camera's even showing a little bit of rain dribbles from there. Things have slowed down a little bit, but luckily it's not too cold for the jocks out there.
Yeah, the only thing good maybe is for the turf course. Just get a little
I
extra
know. Look at
moisture,
that. Look at that
and we'll
grass.
green up and be ready to roll. I think we're
Yes.
targeting races in a couple weeks for the turf, so be glad to get that going. Turf season right around the corner here in Laurel, Maryland. But yeah, Sunday a little bit of a chalky day. Last time we were here, a little bit of a wide lean. So if you're anybody wants to kind of take notes on the kind of slight biases that we have here and now, yeah, I thought for the most part 4 or 5 wide was pretty good the most of the day. First race we had 5,2 at 6 to 1. That was really real big value
That was the
on
biggest
Sunday's
value,
card.
yeah, of all Sunday's cards. So we'll see with this rain sloppy sealed track of how that's going to affect your 4 or 5 wide bias from what's happened
Yeah.
during the week. So we'll see. We'll see what today brings us. We're going to start things off with this early pick four in race number 1 in this claiming 10,000 for the 4-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 2 going a 1-turn mile here. Keith, talk to me about your top selection, the number 7, currently 8 to 1 right now, Born for Victory. I'm, of course, last race out. Do you have any excuse for that?
A little quick early. The horse just couldn't keep pace, but he's coming back third race off of a break, stretching out a field kind of devoid of any real quality speed. He's shown good speed in the past, was able to kind of carry it 7/8 of a mile. You're by Divining Rod, who's 19%, right, with the off-track runners. Mare was 3 for 5 in the money on an off-track. Born to Victory, just go to the front. Let's see how far you can take them. Icy Minister is going to be an awfully short price. Coming back on quick rest, too, a very short rest, I should say. So we'll see. I mean, he looks the one to kind of maybe trust to get the distance and make that run. But at the price he's going to be, I got to go elsewhere. I think the 7's going to come down a little bit. I'm just hoping to, off of that last race, Callie, that it's a dirtied up line. Maybe we can get a little bit of value there with Born to Victory.
Added to that, Claudio Gonzalez, 24% as of late with his first-time routers as well. I cannot trust the one either. I think it's coming back on too quick of a turnaround for this one, despite the fact that I love what Miguel Vera has done with the horse. But let's go ahead, carry on. Keith Fustel, 7-1-5-6 there in race number 1. Race number 2, of course, as per usual, starts Keith's early pick 4. Let's take a look at how you play this rainy day. There's a single.
Yeah, there's a single. I wanted to toss Vinny in there, right? My brother-in-law, Vinny. He's a good guy down there in Alabama.
That'll get you every time, though. So that's fine. Your single's
This horse,
fine.
he could be dangerous, though, the one, to get to the front. If you can afford a $36 ticket, do so. We go 3-5-6 in race number 3. Trying to buck the trend a couple times on some of these first-time starter stats with some of the trainers today, but I got to shoot for a little bit of price. So I go 3-5-6 in there in race number 3. Kenny Cox with that firster. Race 4. 2-3-5. Kieran with a reclaim with Rominski. All threes ran big with a little bit of trouble last time. Dropping in, I think, getting a little bit lesser competition today. Race 5 with the 4, 5, 6, and 7 value. With the 5 utterly enchanting, $18.
And there we have it. $18 on this rainy day for Keith Fustel's early pick 4, which does start in this claiming 5,000 for the 4-year-olds and upward. Again, 1-turn mile to kick off this rainy day. Let's go ahead and take a look right away at Hot and Spicy Love back on February 10th, just getting into this far turn into the wire.
Yeah, this is a 16-time winner. What a racehorse Hot and Spicy Love has been, right? He just settles. This is going to go second off the claim for Kieran. Interesting, they jammed this horse to Connections from Pennsylvania, brought it down here. But I tell you, just found a perfect spot here, just rolls on past. Ridden out is your comment. Shorter field here maybe might not get quite the targets, maybe at a contested pace, but he just may be able to run his race on his own. He's a vet. He was, store scratch on March the 4th, but this veteran is well positioned. Kieran is positioned to have a big afternoon. So pay attention to that barn. They've been rocking and rolling over the last month or so. Vinny, though, is the one. Second time back for this, in this barn. They had some success with this runner. He's quick. He's handled an off track. I think he's going to go away from the inside and play catch me if you can. But the Hot and Spicy Love, Man, you hate to go against a horse like that. Man, he's been tough.
Absolutely. Hot and Spicy Love winning half the time that he gets a wet dirt. So we'll see
Yeah.
if he continues that pattern here today on this rainy Friday afternoon at Laurel Park. Race number 3 is a maiden claiming 30,000, going 6 furlongs on the dirt for the straight 3-year-olds. Keith, you've got your eye on number 3. Why not? Great cocktail for Kenny Cox. Gets Charlie Marquez by Great Notion, who is 18% on a wet dirt.
We got to go way back because I went back 5 years trying to find a first-time starter that won for Kenny Cox. Maybe today is the day. Come on, guys. Monticelli Racing, root for these guys. So, by Great Notion, another one. We know the off-track record of Great Notion is good. I mean, they're 15, 16% at least. Bottom side is what I kind of like. This is a first foal, but the mare was all right. Wet track, 2 seconds from 3 wet track tries. That works for me. Works are steady as well. Doesn't have to be a ton first time out. I like this. A $14,000 purchase in for 30. Why not take a shot with the firster? I think Catching Stars, Dr. Snyder, they're going to provide that flow, Callie, in here. They're going to go winging out. So maybe this 3 is prepared. I think Trophy Room, if you had to kind of break it all down, I agree with your top selection. To me, looks like the horse to beat, even off time.
Exactly, especially just going off of that last effort. That last effort before the break wasn't a sloppy affair. Obviously couldn't get to the winner at all that day. But this one, I'm just solely, with a couple of these races, I'm solely going off the fact of who can handle a sloppy track, who's going to be able to handle that. I know you take that approach as well. And Plan, the Dam Sire, is 29% with his wet dirt progeny. So I go ahead and kind of run with that a little bit as my top selection.
And proven against the horses that he ran. Bose Bourbon, I think, is a multiple winner. Obviously, Bonded has won 3 times. We'll see him later in the day. And that really good try at Monmouth, second back on the go back over in the – I guess we can still call it a rebid. That was a good effort, then jumped up a protect move. Glaceris went in. I don't know what happened, but back on the Lasix as well today. This horse should have the target, and probably if you're looking for that best sustainable run, it might be Trophy Room.
Don't forget about the scratch in that third race, the number 8, Mr. Houghton on the outside for Benny Perkins, was your original 9 to 5 morning line. But let's go ahead and carry on to your third leg. My first leg of the Rainbow Pick 6 here in this 4th race today. I've got a ticket, as per usual, lined up, and I go El Cheapo today.
Look at you.
Yeah. You're so proud.
Yeah.
You're so proud.
1920. Next, it's going to be $2 beer specials for you. You had to head down and see Karen at the pizza stand. I love it.
Next, that's step number 2.
Okay.
Race number 4 is my first step for this ticket, though. 4 wide, and why not? Especially with a couple Burks. I'm not completely convinced on, and I know you aren't either. We'll get to him in a second. Race number 5, 4, 6. Both fillies have been proven well on an off-going and that starter optional. And as I'm scrolling, race number 6, 1 and 11, I take a stab with a couple of nice scratches, nice enough scratches here for this field. I take a stab with Out of Luck, Hammy Smith. You have this one in your exact as well. And then Tim Keefe on the outside. This one is bred to like this dirt here today, especially with Uncle Lino. I'm going to have that. Tim Keefe has been doing okay for his standards as far as first, second time starters, and Uncle Lino 21% with his first time starters. I'm just going to let that carry me. Take a stab at that 12 to 1, a little bit of a price play. Race number 8. Where am I? I talked about the wrong race in race number 7. My top selection is the 11. I need to work on my ticket, but race number 8. Let's go ahead to race number 8. 3 and 5, Moody Woman, Beneath the Stars, and in race number 9, I single in on your analysis for Kieran McGee. Why not in that field, or for Brittany Russell in that field? Why not? Practical Joke, 14% on a wet dirt, but definitely why not? We will get to there. A $19.20 ticket there for that Rainbow Pick 6. Let's carry on to where that starts in race number 4. And that allowance 6 furlongs on the dirt for the 4-year-olds and up.
I thought your ticket looked fine.
It did. I must be looking at something weird, so I got flustered up. But we'll whether I need to figure it out, that is that's my problem. We'll move on. Let's go ahead and take a look at this video spotlight, both on Rominski and Burks from this mid-turn to the wire back in early March.
Yeah, March 4th is the day. We have it written down like they had the tailwind through the backstretch run, right? And closers kind of benefited a little bit on this particular day, and I think that's what Burks did. Burks was under some pressure around the turn, really leveled off, but Rominski going kind of easily. This is, for Trombetta, this is going to be back to the Kieran McGee barn. He likes his horse, reclaims, and goes clear and just can't quite get it done through good fractions. Yes, a little bit wind-aided, but this guy is razor sharp right now. I know he's never tried a wet track, but certainly by grade notion, half to multiple stakes winner, where she told me to go 2 seconds and I think 2 wins out of 4 tries on and off track. That shouldn't pose a problem. Positional speed, may have to deal with Rad Paisley and possibly all threes early, but I like the form that this horse is holding, and I like the fact that Kieran went back in. Going to be a different owner this time, but he likes this horse, it looks like. Yep.
That's all the proof we need there for race number 4 as our shared top selection goes on with that. Keith Fusel goes 3-5 at 2-6 in that. Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah. I mean, I think Burks, that was a really, really good run there, so we got to give him credit in the way the barn is going. They're like 40%, 45% over the last couple of weeks here at Laurel Park. J-Rod riding great. All threes, I think he comes out of a little tougher race, going to the lead, a 2 other than, now back to a state bred A other than. There is definitely relief there. He had a little trouble. He was fighting restraint early, had to check sharply, made a good little move, flattened ever so slightly late. So second back off the break could be dangerous. Another one is shown potent on and off track. 3-5-2-6 in there.
Race number 5 is a starter optional claiming 20, going 5.5 on the dirt for the girls, 4 years old and up. Keith, you have the number 5. This is your value play of the day. Utterly Enchanting, Carlos Mencia, Richard Monterey. Why not? Take a little stab at putting this one up a little bit in class today. A win on the slop last time out.
Maybe a hunch play. Saw Marcella last night at the Greenmount Station.
Okay.
We were betting the horses and betting some basketball. So it was a good, fun evening up there with everybody at Greenmount. Did not see Tasty Cake Dave, but anyhow, Utterly Enchanting. First off, a claim for a barn and an owner. Okay, this combo has been deadly of late, winning some races, a big upset with Mavlis. I don't think this is a real major step up when I break it all down. Has a good number on and off track, has positional speed. I think can track at 5.5. A good work coming into this. I'm looking for a little bit of price play. Arvery Lynn looks to be the one to catch. That negative says 61 to 180 days, 0 for 24. That's going to be broken sooner or later here by Gorham, but another one, 2 wins, 5 seconds out of 9 tries. She could be the speed of the speed in here. It could be deadly up front.
And Mikey Warren's been heating up warming up a little bit as of late. He's just, I feel like a couple of his mounts entries, starters, however you want to word it, have just gotten a little bit of unluck. They've been running decently well to finish in underneath, which is why I like how you have this one fit underneath for this field.
Comes out of proper attire, running against the right kind. I mean, proper attire is multiple winner. It's been pretty classy horse. Tamchar intrigues me. I mean, I think she can kind of chase and stay around. And a girl named Jack got away a little softer flow. That wasn't the super strong first level allowance last time out. But back in the McMahon barn, a one that works well at 5.5 and keys up. That was a good race against Combat Queen, who was in very good form. So, she looks to be able to strike from just off of it. Even the 2, you've got the 2 in the mix as well. Bruce Kravitz, he's been on a roll of late, enjoying his trips to Maryland, Nimitz class. I mean, what he's showing, but wouldn't be a surprise to make a run into this flow.
Even with a girl named Jack, I'm taking all that information, but I'm adding to the fact of why I put this filly on top of that is that she's been so consistent, at least coming out of the gate and making a good start of things from the beginning, which I think in this race is going to be really, really key, especially on this type of surface today. And Hugh McMahon, this is a bit of a stronger stat from him, but as of late, winning last race, winning 2 in a row, essentially 9 for 37. That's 24% in the winner's circle with that. And with that, we will also be right back with this commercial break to talk about the rest of Friday's card.
And they're off.
And of course, we're back. Decent race to start things back up on. Interesting field of this maiden claiming 20 for the girls, for the straight 3-year-old girls, 5.5 on the dirt here on this sloppy sealed track today, which alludes to a couple of the choices here that we've got going on. Talking about Nami for Milan Milosevic, John Brasino getting the call. I'm not seeing the breeding as far as just the outright obvious breeding. Does the dam show anything, Keith?
Yeah, Dan was good. 8-time winner, won her debut at this distance here at lovely Laurel Park. All three siblings. They're multiple winners. Off track is there. You know, this horse is kin to Great Herman, who I think Jerry Robb might have had, Claire's Darling. Horses that ran pretty well and ran okay early. Not Abroad, I think, has only had 4 starters, but 1 second and 2/3. So they've been running okay early. Works are okay. A sneaky barn here. Again, a couple scratches. Free Admission was going to be the favorite in here. We'll wait another day. I had a stat on her, but we'll have to come back to that one. But Nami, interesting firster for Milan Milosevic. I like the steady works up there. Might be ready to strike first time out.
Going to be at a bit of a price. That's an underrated value play that I think you have for today. So let's talk about the number 1, who you and I have both in our exacta. Out of luck for Hammy Smith, gets Axel Concepcion. Today had a little bit of trouble last time out on a track with some moisture in it.
It took plenty of play, too. 8-horse field, 5-1, almost 6-1, but that's decent play for Hammy. This horse had trouble early. We got the short comment, steadied at the half. Worked outward to be about 5 wide upper stretch, but I thought churned on pretty good and kept on going okay in the gallop out. I think that horse will benefit. A slight turn back I don't think should hurt her chances. I've got all firsters in here. The horses that have run, I'm just not enthused with. You go with a firster, the 11 Anti-Rona by Uncle Lino. Was talking to Danny Lunsford, an owner. I know he's got some horses here in the past. AP Elvis back in the day was a really good horse, right? Remember him? But yeah, saw him last night up there. We were talking about Maryland Stallions and stuff. But this is a stallion, 20% basically with the first-time starters. So that's enough. We know it's a barn that doesn't win a lot, but you talked about the breeding as well. I'll let you talk about the off track with the top and bottom side.
That's essentially it. Wet dirt, 15%, solid 15% on both sides for a wet dirt with the progeny for Anti-Rona. And within this field, I'm just looking at a couple of these averages. There's some that stick out, but I'm going to take a hunch with this on Tim Keefe warming up a little bit lately with these first-time starters. A couple of them have shown up, so I'm just going to go ahead and take a stab at this one, and hopefully the breeding is going to help out with, especially on a wet track here today.
Yeah, we'll talk about Tromby's horse a little bit. The 3 Winds of Fortune was a scratch on the 17th of March, but I have to he rolls. You know, he's a horse that knocked on the door, got put up via DQ. Again, works are okay. You know, first out, a little light, but within this field, the possibility, you talk about the bottom side, that mare by Great Notion. Well represented today.
Absolutely, yes. Race number 7 is a claiming 20,000 for the straight 3-year-olds, going 1 mile and 16th here on the dirt. Let's go ahead and take a look right away at Bonded, the number 1. Just highlighting, he had a little bit of trouble in that first turn, Keith.
He did get into a little trouble at the half mile, going into the far turn. That's okay. Yeah. You know, 3 or 4 out of it, but then just kind of gets shuffled. You know, horse in front, you know, really not quite going on, has to wait and wait and wait. But it didn't terribly affect him, you know, too bad, because, look, he's going to be able to kind of work a trip, get outside, and close in. Now, my top selection in this race is That Was Then. This is now going to be a 7-horse today. What's the 6th this particular day? Gets pressure pretty much from the get-go, but really, really game. So I think Bonded, a little assist from what went on up front. So maybe that trouble wasn't as terrible. Almost might have helped them sometimes, you know, just so they don't move too soon. But he's able to level off.
I agree, absolutely. That if that trouble is going to happen, especially for the style that Bonded has, not quite, a little bit of a steady Eddie kind of turn of foot, ridden beautifully, timed beautifully there in that last effort out by Barbosa. But that issue happened at the perfect timing, because if it happened any later, then it would have been a huge problem for Bonded. But because, like you said, sometimes trouble, when horses get into trouble, sometimes it works out for them. It ends up working out for their benefit. So inherited a lot of good luck, but I think this horse has the cojones to be able to carry that even more forward.
Yep. Spectrier is a scratch out of here, so I think that's going to hurt the price of my top selection. That was then. This is now. I thought he was going to be part of that flow. But I think it's going to be the 7's race to lose here on the front end. I like what he's shown the last couple. Very gritty. Maybe he can turn the tables on Bonded. But again, another runner for Kieran McGee. Bonded set up for a good afternoon.
The only thing I do worry about with that was then this is now is that he's just, especially that last effort, just got dogged the entire way around there. And as long as this one doesn't bounce, then with that outside post, I absolutely see that working out for him today with them being the main pace of that. Race number 8, our feature race of the day, is that allowance optional claiming 55 for the 4 years old and up girls, going 7 furlongs on the dirt. Let's go ahead and take a look at Moody Woman back on February 18th, just getting into that upper start with a wide trip.
And we got the Angry Man running today and Moody Woman we were talking about before. So that's good stuff. But, hey, Moody Woman, 59-1 in the Fritchie. And I tell you what, she's not disgraced at all. Makes a good run here. Steady run, only beaten 2 when it's all said and done, swaying to her for feed to spree. There's neither one of those kind in this race today. She's proven at the 7-8. She's proven on and off track. I think she'll sit. Has a little speed to target. Hopefully things kind of get a little contested. Shorter field, things might slow down. So you might see her lay a little bit closer. But I think against this group, she gets over the top from this position here. Deco Strong, the 2, is the tough horse to figure for me. This 6-year-old mare is just kind of an in and outer. She's really tricky to figure. She throws you a 78, then she'll throw you a 47 by her for no apparent reason. 3 seconds out of 5 tries on and off track. I think she's got that good tactical speed. She'll probably, I think, maybe even get the run on Moody Woman, because Beneath the Stars looks like the one that's going to go away early. Can she get the 7/8?
I don't think so. Not with this filly needs some spacing in between races. So for her to run and put in that effort back on the 12th of March, and for Cash to turn this filly right around and add to the 7 furlongs with that, that's actually, if I have a chance to do it later on, I'm probably going to put her a little bit lower. I'm a fan of the filly, but I think in this situation, I'm not quite loving it. I love you. You're gutsy with going with Deco Strong in your exacta, absolutely. But a pretty sorted out field. Moody Woman excelling on the distance within that field in race number 8. Race number 9, our nightcap for today, is a maiden claiming 30 for the 4 and 5 year olds going the 1-turn mile. Keith, you've got the number 7. Hey, Diddle. This one is with Kieran McGee on the outside with Axel Concepcion. Key race back is 2 back on the 7th of January going that 1-turn mile.
Hey, Diddle, Lydell up the middle. You don't know what that refers to, do you? Lydell Mitchell for the Colts back in the day.
See, I'm making I see that, and I see a Crown reference, The Crown on Netflix. So coming from different pop culture.
We're
references.
keeping it here in Baltimore or the vicinity and the old Colts. But we're going to go 3rd time off the claim. This horse has shown good improvement for Kieran up those buyers. Lasix is going on 2 races back. Again, positional speed at the mile. The draw is perfect for this horse. Numbers maybe not quite matching up with your analysis, but your analysis is kind of, it looks like to me like a little bit of a cheater. Maybe he gets over the top today, a little frustrating for connections. Looks like he's got a little bit more talent, but not quite bringing it. But hey, did it. Triple key race last time out. I think he gets the jump and can hold off the late closers of the 3 and the 5.
If you're gonna pick a horse on top to try and beat your analysis, the 7 is the one to do it with. You also include the number 5 underneath Succeed for Norman Cash. Gets Yomar Ortiz a decent race at Mountaineer last time out. Hopefully that transfers a little bit today.
Yeah, another tricky one to figure. You go back on the page. He's got some good races on the front end. Now he's a deeper closer. What is Succeed? I don't know. I think he's going to have to be put into the race mid-turn to stay within range of the 7-3 if he's going to be able to kind of run with them late. I got him underneath here.
Agreed. That's a shot, and that's our talk for these 9 races here on a sloppy sealed Friday here in Maryland. Let's get into a couple of bits on our lightning round. Keith, let's talk about right away your best bet of the day. Race number 7, the number 7, that was then, this is now.
We talked about it. I think the scratch of the 6, Spectrier, is key for this one. I think we saw the video. He took a lot of pressure every step of the way. I think he's going to be relaxed up front and be able to go ahead and stretch it and hold late and turning away a Bonnet. Bonnet going for his, I think, 4th win. I mean, boy, he's doing great. Value play. This might be a little bit of a reach, but why not? The barn, the owner-trainer combo has been hot, hitting into price. Utterly enchanting. Race 5 and number 5.
And what other slight value play you have? I think it's in race number 6. Yes, race number 6 with Nami from Milan Milosevic. While This is something you picked up that I really wanted to highlight. Not abroad, only 4 first-time starters. 0 of them have won. Don't let that deter you, though, because they have been finishing well, seconds, thirds.
Yeah, we had
They've shown
Tinseltown Terra for Benny
Tina.
Felice. Tina won, I think, second out or whatever, ran a good debut. So there's a couple, but yeah, precocious. It's there. It's a standing right. He hasn't sired too many horses, but they're okay early. Why not? Take a shot.
We'll see how this one does on the sloppy sealed track here today. Let's take a look at what else is shaking up here in the leaderboard. Of course, Jamie Rodriguez took it away from J-Ron Barbosa, took it away from everybody, getting that 7 win back on the previous weekend. So Barbosa and Toledo not far behind.
Looped
Super
and
far behind,
swooped is what he made. He made a bold move and just kept on going. Did Jamie Rodriguez? Absolutely.
And then, of course, for our trainer standings here today, Jamie Ness, co-pilot to Jamie Rodriguez right now, is taking in on some of the action, but not just on Jamie's accord, on his own accord as well. The barn's been doing strong. 33 wins to Brittany Russell's 24 right now. Yeah,
Kieran McGee's lurking there underneath the screen somewhere. He's got, he's not too far off behind Ferry, but he's got a lot of live shots today. So these barns, they're competitive. Ness has just been going just lights out, though. He's just on an absolute tear.
Speaking of live shots, we've got the handicapping tournament. I've seen the chairs stack up. That starts tomorrow, March 25th. Go to laurelpark.com for more information. See if you can get in on the action. I don't know if it's too late for the deadline to enter for that, but if you can, we always have a good time here for the handicapping tournament.
Definitely check in, see if there's some still room, for you to get in. It's a great day. Love the crowd that comes out from all over the country. They come in to compete for other spots moving forward. So, don't be left out of that handicapping tournament tomorrow.
Come one, come all, and try and make a little bit of money in that handicapping tournament. Let's go to Dave Rodman for some more changes and scratches.
All right, good luck.